I'm seated with the voice that has defined the Orison skyline for the last 2 years. Rosabel, the head ambassador of the Crusader Creature Fund, thank you for joining us. You weren't born among the clouds, were you?
Not even close, Kaelen. I'm a daughter of the grid. I grew up on ArtCorp, where the sky is just a myth you see on a screen between shifts. My nature was the hum of cooling fans and the smell of recycled air. But my father took me on a cargo run to Crusader when I was a child, and the moment we broke through the atmosphere, I think my soul stayed here, even when the ship went back to Area 18.
And that's where the voice began?
In a way. We were on a school charity fundraiser when I was just a few months older than 14. That is when I started trying to sing the way the storm walls sounded, that deep, haunting vibration that makes your ribs shake. I didn't think anyone was listening until the Orison Talent Scouts heard me busking near the spaceport. They put me on a real stage, and suddenly, people weren't just listening to me, they were looking at the sky again.
That fame became the foundation for the Crusader Creature Fund. Tell us, what does the CCF represent to you beyond just a charity?
The CCF is a correction of the historical debt. When the UAE sold this planet, they didn't just sell the gas and the platforms, they sold the Stormwall's home. Because of that privatization, these magnificent creatures fell into a legal grey area. They lost the federal protections they deserved. The fund is about reclaiming that protection. We aren't just helping animals. We are fighting for legislation that recognizes them as vital, sentient inhabitants of this system. We want to ensure that as Orison grows, the Stormwalls don't just survive. They reclaim the skies they were born into.
You've mentioned some ambitious future plans for the CCF. What's next on the horizon?
We're moving toward establishing permanent quiet zones altitudes where commercial shipping is strictly diverted to allow for stormwall calving. We're also funding research into atmospheric acoustic pylons that can help guide migration paths away from heavy industrial traffic. But most importantly, we're expanding our reach. The CCF started with storm walls, but we're looking at all Stanton wildlife. If we can't protect life in our own backyard, what right do we have to the stars?
Let's talk about the Lament Gala. It's a massive undertaking. Why now, and why call it a lament?
A lament is sum of grief, but also of remembrance. We are grieving the years of neglect, but we're also remembering what we stand to lose. It's a call to action. We want the gala to be a moment of elegance and reflection, where the most influential voices in the UAE can see the beauty of what we're fighting for.
There was a lot of chatter regarding the scheduling. You were very firm about the gala not overlapping with Drake DefenseCon. Why was that distinction so vital?
Have you ever been to DefenseCon or even seen that advertisement they released today, Kaelen? It's loud, it's aggressive, it's all about the bite of the shit and the power of the engine. Drake Interplanetary has its place, but the energy of DefenseCon is the polar opposite of the Lament Gala. You cannot ask people to reflect on the delicate majesty of a storm wall while a Corsair is doing a low-altitude burn overhead. Beyond that, the crowds are different. DefenseCon draws people looking for firepower and utility. The gala needs people to come with an open heart, ready to hear the music of the clouds. We refuse to let our message be drowned out by the roar of thrusters. The Stormwalls deserve a moment where the sky is quiet enough to hear their song, not just the sound of a sales pitch.
A powerful sentiment. Rosabel, thank you. The Lament Gala begins May 10th. I suspect the whole system will be listening.
Actually, when we called Drake to get confirmation on the date, they gave us one from 2 years ago. Probably just a stressed employee. I'm well aware of what it's like to get overwhelmed. The gala begins on May 7th and will conclude once the sun sets on May 11th. And I really hope everyone is listening, because if they don't listen now, one day the skies will be very, very silent.
Thank you, Rosabel. And now we head out to a commercial break. When we come back, we will do a live breakdown of the recently released Drake DefenseCon advertisement. Good luck, Rosabel. Enjoy the rest of your evening.